Salute, salute, salute. What it is, it's Nocturnal Thoughts, man, with a real quick video. Then I'm gonna get out the way. I'm gonna stay on talking about, you know, these little younger dudes, man. I seen the workouts, the media workouts for the Day of Reckoning, and I was gonna make a video on that for the media workouts, but there really ain't nothing there for me to talk about, to be honest with you. Hopefully it's some good fights and we can actually analyze some action. And it should be some explosive fights, but the build up, the media workouts, some of the interviews is okay, but I done heard all that shit before. It's redundant, you dig? But these little young dudes, man, the potential of the future of the sport of boxing. So I'm looking at like the proposal and the potential of Kid Flash Ryan Garcia versus Devin the Dream Haney. And I'm saying at least I can see that actually materializing and not just going back and forth in the end, you know what I'm saying, disappearing like a puff of smoke. So Ryan Garcia, you know, he was part of the whole conversation of the Four Kings. Once again, marvelous Marvin Hagler, one of my favorite boxers of all times. Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Hands of Stone Duran, and Thomas the Hitman Hearns. You know what I'm saying? All of those dudes fought each other. You know what I mean? And that's what it's supposed to be. I don't like to see all these young dudes fighting around the fringes, picking opponents, perfect timing. It's just too easy to analyze that and tear it down and dismiss it. But if you do that, then it's like you can't give these dudes their credit. Well, they fight each other, and then I can see what they look like when they fighting their damn peers. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm waiting to see what happened. We already seen Tank and Ryan Garcia. That was a huge fight. Even you can try to, you know, you can call it what you want to call it, but it is what it is. It was a huge fight, you know what I'm saying? And it garnered the attention of the you know, the world to a certain extent. People really tuned in to see it. And Gervonta Tank Davis was victorious. It was an easy fight for him. Ryan Garcia, lack of fundamentals, lack of head movement, and rehydration clause. You know, yeah, he got knocked out. He quit. But that even started a debate about, you know, people that's taking a body shot, trying to explain away how hard it is to get up from a body shot, and whether, you know, Ryan Garcia, he got up at the count of 10. He didn't really argue. Then he went over to the corner, and his trainer was like, "Did he touch you on that rib?" "Oh yeah," you know. So it was like, even that had controversy. But at the end of the day, he did take a real big shot that put him on the canvas, and he got back up, and he still, you know what I'm saying, was trying to deploy his weapons and throw his best shots. And then he got hit with the body. He took a knee. He couldn't continue. The fight was over. So it's debatable, it's arguable if you want to say whether or not he quit. But at the end of the day, I just look at it for what happened. You know what I'm saying? The fight was stopped because he couldn't get up from a body shot. It is what it is. Now, Devin Haney just had a great performance against Regis Progress. It was a stellar performance. Ryan Garcia, on his return back to the ring, had a okay performance against Duarte. I don't know too much about Oscar Duarte. He looked like he was a legitimate opponent, but limited in his abilities. And, you know, he put up a decent fight. It was a good comeback fight, a good confident builder for Ryan Garcia. You know, the whole thing is Ryan Garcia is like, okay, now I'm 100% healthy. I'm fighting at my natural weight class. I'm not being dehydrated, and I don't have a a rehydration clause on me, you would see the best performance. He was up on his toes here and there. He did some little shoulder roll here and there. And he displayed his jab. He's been working on some things with Derrick James, right? So how I look at it is Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia is an okay fight. It's kind of like Kanye West with Kim Kardashian and Little Ray J talking about, I hit it first. Like, you know, Gervonta Tank Davis dismantled Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? He could have obliterated him, honestly. It could have been obliteration, but Ryan Garcia couldn't continue. But if he would have continued, it would have got destructional. It would have been ugly. It would have been a massacre, in my opinion. So Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, if they fight at the 140, Devin Haney rehydrates up to his healthy size. Ryan Garcia, his healthy size. They already fought 6 times in the amateur. They 3 for 3. I expect to see Devin Haney be victorious against Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia does present some danger. You know what I'm saying? He is dangerous. He is fast. You do have to take away some of his weapons. He do got a little bit of grit, and he do got a little bit of heart, and he do got a little bit of dog, and he do have a little bit of a warrior mentality. But you do see that he can be pushed to a limit where he will fold as well. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. So to me, I look at Ryan Garcia as an okay opponent. He had a big name. He does garner a lot of attention through his antics and his charisma and his it quality, his it factor, whatever it is. He does garner some attention. So as long as he got some fight in him, I think he's going to be somewhat of a draw. I don't think they're going to ever be able to, you know, catch that lightning in a bottle again and have a big, huge fight. I just think that the Tank versus Ryan Garcia just was perfect storm, perfect timing, had the perfect elements to be that big. But they're not going to be able to just continue to replicate that. It's going to be a while. Like even Tank versus Devin wouldn't replicate that, but that's the closest thing next to it. And then the third thing next to it would be Gervonta Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. But the common denominator in that really is Gervonta Tank Davis. He's the nucleus of it. But when you add the other component of a Ryan, it can get huge. If you add a component of Devin Haney, it'll get big, but not as big, and so on and so forth. So Devin Haney versus, you know what I'm saying, Ryan Garcia, that's big business. It's a big fight, just not as big. You dig? It would be a good fight. It would be a quality fight. It'd be okie dokie. And it'd be somewhat where you could, you know, you could make the scale move around here and there. If you start to nitpick or add something here or take away something here, you can start to go into the resume conversations and the catalog conversations and find little things to build up the fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's an okay fight. And Ryan Garcia does have a path of victory. Kind of had a puncher's chance. He can build up the fight. Devin Haney, they can build up the fight. Gervonta Tank Davis' name is going to be mentioned a whole lot in the build up for that fight. You know what I'm saying? So once again, the common denominator still is Gervonta Tank Davis. And then the performance. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, it'll go the distance. You know, Devin Haney, even at the 140, even the bigger rehydration up to whatever he rehydrated up to, the rumor says 165, he showed a little bit more power, but not knockout power. He did not display one-punch knockout power. Maybe in an accumulation of power, but not knockout power. And I feel like if Ryan Garcia has the same heart and same grit that he showed against Luke Campbell, then I see the fight going 12 rounds, and I see Devin Haney just outskilling him, outclassing him over time. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how wide the gap would be. I don't think it would be as wide of a gap in victory that he had against Regis Prograis. But it'd be interesting to see if he can duplicate that type of performance against a Ryan Garcia, who's a little faster and has a few more little tricks up his sleeves than a Regis Prograis, are, you know, just styles make fights. So it's just different elements. So I can see Ryan Garcia presenting, you know, a new look, a different technique, and he's going to get up for that fight. You know, and he believes in himself. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'd come into that fight trying to give it all he got, and that'll make for an interesting fight. It'll be another fight that'll kind of catapult Devin Haney into, you know, the stratosphere amongst the stars, but it still is going to have some asterisk by it. It's still going to have a little bit of negative connotations by it. It's still going to be where you can critique it. For one, he probably won't get the knockout. He'll make, if he dominate a flawless victory, but he don't get the knockout, so it still leaves Devin Haney in the same boat as far as trying to compare it to the Gervonta Tank Davis. Then it'll be the same thing as the whole Gamboa situation. But I don't think he'll white glove Ryan Garcia as easily as he white glove Regis Prograis. But you don't know, because I didn't expect him to dominate Regis Prograis in that fashion. So, you know, we don't know what all kind of wrinkles Devin added to his game, and Ryan Garcia might even bring out a better version of Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? If he fights Ryan Garcia and don't get touched at all, even though Ryan Garcia is flat-footed, to me, he's flashy and fast. So I expect for him to land something. And he didn't land nothing on Tank, but he was dehydrated. Anyways, those are my thoughts, man. I don't want to stretch this video out too long. Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney is an okay fight. It can be built up, but it won't be built up too big. It'll be big enough. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's kind of it's kind of okay. I want to see Devin versus Ryan Garcia as well, but Ryan Garcia was never the main guy. You know what I'm saying? Even before Ryan Garcia, I would say plug in Shakur Stevenson into those conversations. Or Lopez, Teofimo Lopez. I always forget about Teofimo Lopez. I forget about that kid. So I'd rather see even a Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez at this point in time, since they really fight that 140. Ryan Garcia, yeah, I want to see him against Teofimo Lopez. People keep talking about Cerebro Matias and why nobody's mentioning him, so he's kind of turning into the boogeyman. But either way, fight. Just fight somebody, fight each other. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's impossible to talk about Dev versus Ryan Garcia without talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. So at the end of the day, at the end of it all, with all this bullshit that's surrounded, at the end of the day, the real fight is Tank versus Dev. And it should be made through any means necessary on both sides. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't like what I'm hearing from either side, to be honest with you. I know people want to stand on it with Gervonta Tank Davis, or they want to stand on it with Devin Haney. And I'm hearing people come up with, you know, how to legitimize Devin Haney and how to break down and tear down Tank and vice versa. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I support both of these fighters, but I feel like both of these fighters is putting obstacles in the way, one way or another way. One way or another way. You can lean a little bit more towards Devin Haney and say, well, he looked like he really went to fight a little bit more. But I mean, that's just optics. He just came off a good performance against Regis Prograis, and he's feeling good at, you know what I'm saying, 160 pounds. But he wasn't sounding that confident after he lost, after he had the performance against Lomachenko. So I still take it with a grain of salt. Everything Bill Haney's saying right now, and the $20 million, and all that shit is just white noise to me. I feel like neither one of these teams is trying to come together for real, really, and make a fight. They trying to do the same thing motherfuckers been doing. You know, put the fight out there, talk about the fight, but any little obstacle, you know what I'm saying, they turn the molehill into a mountain. If it be one little obstacle, whether it be whatever the little, they using anything and saying, okay, nope, no bueno. You know, so anyways, if they keep doing that, then I'm not gonna give that shit no attention. Because we being fans, be a part of the problem of why shit like this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we feed into it. We feed that whole monster of making excuses for our favorite fighters or tearing down people's resumes. Fans are responsible for what happens to our favorite fighters when they get destroyed, because we build them up, we gas them up, and ain't nobody keeping it 100. If you keep it 100 and you look at it fairly, both Tank and Devin Haney need each other, unless they want to really take their career in totally different directions. And if they're going to take their career in totally different directions, they need to stop talking about each other and go do what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And as long as I hear them keep going back and forth about a fantasy fight, but then they go fight somebody else, it reminds me of what Eminem said in the 8 Mile. Y'all scared to eat the pussy, so y'all just eat around the tush. It's Nocturnal Thoughts, man. Salute, salute, salute. I'm gone. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and sub up. Bow.